Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And thank God it's back. Man, I don't know what to say guys, but these 2 week breaks, when it comes to these manga chapters, man, they feel like it takes forever. Honestly, to the point where I honestly literally forgot that there was a new, like My Hero Academia, like manga chapter coming out this week. I was like, this 2 week break was freaking long. Anyways, we're back. Thank goodness there's no break next week. Oh my gosh, I would have literally flipped out. Um, we just have an eight. We have just an 8 day, next time to the next chapter releases. But thank goodness there's no break. There's no break. I'm happy. Not to say that I'm not mad or anything. It's just these breaks, these 2 week breaks, these Shonen Jump manga chapters go on hiatus for a little bit for these 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, it's so good. So, the story right now is the battle between Gigantomachia and Class 1A and B coming together to fight this dude. And they have to find some way to put this guy to sleep. Oh my goodness, what a chapter, what a chapter. Anyways, hey guys, it's Camper15. I know it's been a while in terms of My Hero Academia chapter reviews, but hey, we're back here. So let's get on the business, because this was a good chapter. A good chapter. So anyways, the chapter actually starts off with a color palette with, some of our main important characters and stuff like that we've seen over time. I think we see Midnight, which I don't know if that's hinting that Midnight's still alive or Midnight's dead. I'm still on the side that she's dead. But okay, they show Midnight in this color page. It's essentially everybody we all know from UA that we've seen. Well, other than Hawks and stuff like that. But other than that, we see like the big three and then the others. So yeah, that's essentially your cover page. It's colored, everything. So yeah. Anyways, let's start this chapter review. So, Mudman, he sets his mud trap, and Lizardy or Setsuna Tokage says they need to hurry up because Monoma's group, or she asked him, like, is Monoma's group okay? But then Mudman's like, look, I'm worried too, but we've got our own issues we gotta deal with. So they see Gigantomachia appear, and the next thing they say is they saw blue fire, so they know the League of Villains are on his back. So they cut to this one panel where it's just all the Class 1A characters and all the Class 1B areas are characters in this situation. It was pretty cool. Now I actually have to freaking switch over to my photos on my phone for the Class 1B characters because there's a lot of characters that we barely know about, and plus their names are already hard to remember because guess what? It's not like we haven't seen these characters in a while. So anyways, it goes on as you see I guess Momo's internal thing, and she says ordinary the sedative would be administered via injection. Well, you can't do that because the dude's skin is probably harder than a rock, and then plus the League of Villains. And again, she even goes to mention about his size, but because of his size, it would require 30 liters of the solution that they need to put this guy to sleep. She also goes and mentions since there's no opening to give him the injection, because he's constantly on the move, they'll have to give him an oral dose. In other words, they're gonna feed it right through his freaking mouth. Now, this single vial is a word. The single vial they show in the panel that she has should prove effective since it's undiluted. So it essentially should put him to sleep and stuff like that. So the other heroes at the other, class 1As and Bs characters are like, so we put this in his mouth, he's done for the count, and essentially that's the thing. Now Mineta actually goes on to say like, so you think Midnight's like not dead? And Mina Ashido is like, well, of course she's not dead. Come on, why would she be dead? She's still got a lot to teach us. And I'm like, I don't know. Unless they pull the typical anime trope, or I guess you can say the One Piece trope, where you think a character's dead and they're not dead. I think she's pretty dead. Cause last time we saw her, she's going up against all these crazy villains, and I don't think she made it out. But hopefully she did. She is 100% Bay. So yeah. Anyways, you have Gigantomachia like literally charging on ahead, and Mount Lady, give her some. Can I just say this? Can I just say this? Mount Lady, give her respect, especially by the end of this chapter, bro. She is holding back this freaking creature here with everything she's got. I have to give Mount Lady some props, bro. She is a slept upon hero because they barely even show Mount Lady. But honestly, if you ask me, the one thing I like about this arc that they're doing, and one of the reasons why I can't wait to see this arc animated in anime form, is because they're finally gonna give like the other heroes that have been talked about and mentioned we've seen just haven't been given a lot of screen time because Deku and Class 1A are the main really lead characters of the show. Um, no, we don't get to see a lot, and I like how this arc uses the other heroes and stuff like that, and shows off their individual talents and stuff like that. Because guess what? We typically don't see this because we're only focused on our one main character in Deku and his friends. So yeah, that's what I do appreciate. So the Mudman trap works, and everything's going as planned. Everything is going as planned. All of these other heroes actually see Gigantomachia actually fall down into this pit and stuff like that. So they go. Now, what's her shit? What's her face? Now, the girl with the green hair, Ibara Sojiraki, she gets her little vine hairs to go essentially hold down Giantomachia's neck. And what I found interesting was like she forgive us for our numbers advantages. I'm like, forgive us for our number advantage. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is life or death, girl. You need the numbers right now because this guy will kill you. I don't know what you're praying for, but hey, I respect you for praying if you wanna, hey, blah 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 and stuff like that. But don't say forgive us. The League of Villains probably play dirty track too. So, anyways, you have I forgot Sugar Rush. Hold him down, and the next thing you know, you see the League of Villains look over. They're like, they're like, and even Toga's like, I'm like, son, she's like, son of a, why do these guys always get involved? You can tell, and when you look at the manga panel, you can see Toga's like, at this point, she's like, bro, why can't we just kill these guys already? These guys are always getting in our way. No matter how much or what we're doing, somehow, some way, we're always interconnected with these guys. And she's just giving the impression, I'm like, bruh, come on, dude. Can they just leave us alone? Which, it's hilarious. It ties back to the, it ties back to, like, really season 1 in terms of Shigarashi, but it ties back in terms of, like, season 2 and 3 in terms of them getting involved and stuff like that. So you have I think Shoji and some of the other heroes go up from behind. Jiro actually uses her earphone jacks to kind of throw him off, but Dobby, kind of, burns that and stuff like that. So yeah, and then next thing you know, we see we see these little things thrown, and we see essentially our electric fanboy freaking about to go freaking loose on these dudes and probably electrocute them to a burning crisp. But then Mr. Compress does the same thing like he did to Midnight, where he essentially just releases this debris and it hits our boy. He goes on to say like he nearly had us that time, and that's the child that sucked up all the electric attack at the villa. But the good thing is now Mr. Compress doesn't have any more debris things to throw at people anymore, so that's good. So the vial is there, and obviously they're about to try to put the vial in his mouth, but then Gigantomachia just like is. It kind of just blows them away, bro. So, the plan's not going as expected, but, yeah, it isn't going as expected. So he blows them away, and then, oh my goodness. This is getting intense. Toga asks Dobby, um, what is it? Is his arm okay? And stuff like that. And Dobby just goes on to say a quirk that transforms morale into physical energy, and another that renders him numb to pain. So essentially, he's kind of saying the more Gigantomachia is getting ready or up for battle, the more he is susceptible to pain, or in other words, he can't feel it. So this guy's a problem and stuff like that. He goes on to say, and a whole bunch of more, all of these quirks help him last on the battlefield, which goes to show he has even more quirks than we thought he did. What's up with these characters getting all these insane all-for-one quirks where they just get a stockpile of quirks? And Dobby goes on to say that Dr. Ujiko told him about all this stuff, and things like that. Now, the other heroes are mentioning how he's getting up and how they can't do nothing. The Mushroom Girl, I believe her name is Kinako Komori, says that her spores are burning up and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, funny thing is, I thought in the scene where it showed, like, Momo and the others getting, I'm like, don't tell me Momo's gone. But no, Momo appears in the next panel after that, and she's like, we're not done yet. She said she played. The next thing you know, you see these explosions going off, and then Momo goes on to say, "I placed explosives deep under the softened ground, and if he sinks if he sinks lower into the ground, we still got a pretty good chance to pull this plan off." So then Spinner's like, "This guy's a pro at digging underground. Might be even faster that way." And Compressor's like, "But that would surely kill us, right?" And stuff like that. He goes on to say he was likely ordered to bring us along, and since he's been held back because of us, he might actually be at a disadvantage. So the League of Villains, or what Mr. Compress is saying is like, I think he's holding back because he knows that if he goes all out, he might end up killing us in the process, and then he needs to take us to the destination, which is Shigarashi. He might be holding back and not showing his true power against these guys because, you know, because of us. So it is interesting. Maybe Gigantomachia is holding back on these guys. So we don't know. We don't know. And stuff like that. Now, the last thing, which is the last two panels, Mount Lady actually gets on top of him. She's like, "You sure you can afford to leisurely chat, League of Villains?" As you see, other hero reinforcements come up on Gigantomachia's back, looking to take down the League of Villains. And man, these guys are freaking outnumbered. They are outnumbered, bro. And then Mountain Lady goes on to say, those kids were trying to cram something into his mouth. Go on, big fella, open up and say, they must have a way to stop him. And she goes on to say, I trust you, you little fletchlings of UA. As the last panel in the manga chapter has Mina Ashido with, like, I guess some acid attack with the vial deep in her hand, as she looks like she's going to throw the vial or the solution into Giantomachia's mouth to put him to rest, and then they can take down the League of Villains, and boom. This plan so far looked like it's going good. Like I said, you can't guarantee the plan's going to work, but honestly, if this part of the plan works, that is really good. That is really good for them because they're stopping a major powerhouse. Albeit, it's going to be interesting to see where the story goes if they actually do complete the plan and beat the League of Villains. But yeah, so we're going to see what happens now. The League of Villains are distracted, so it gives Mina enough time to be able to put that vial in Gigantomachia's mouth. So yeah, it's going to be interesting where this goes. But like I said, the plan could not just end up failing, and things get even more worse. But you know, like I said, this whole battle between Class 1A and 1B and against Gigantomachia, this was good. And like I said, give it up to Mountain Lady, man. She is being a trooper. Like, my goodness, she is taking hits from Gigantomachia, and she might take some hits from the League of Villains because they're gonna attack her. Be like, listen, attack her because she's holding Gigantomachia's down. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. And yeah, like I said, there's no break next week, which is good. So I think we're gonna focus more on this battle, and then maybe at the end of the next week's chapter, cut back to see what Deku and the others are doing. Who knows? We're just going to find out. But yeah, so other than that, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Hopefully you guys like this video, so leave a like. Put in the comment section, what are your thoughts about this chapter, and where do you think the chapter could be going, or where next week's chapter could be going, and where the story could be going, as well as hit that subscribe button to get more My Hero Academia manga chapter review content. So till then, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. So hopefully you guys are staying safe out there and having a great day. So till then, guys, peace.